A story by Rebuild 98. The story of a brilliant inventor who had everything, yet nothing. The room buzzes with chatter as parents and teachers walk between tables of projects. A paper volcano erupts at one corner, but the loudest crowd surrounds Daniel's table. One voice rises with excitement, announcing to everyone that this young man has built a working generator from scraps at just 14 years old. The crowd erupts in applause. Daniel, proud and smug, pushes his glasses up. With a smirk, he says, "It's simple, really. Science has answers to everything, if you're smart enough to find them." Laughter and more claps follow, and Daniel basks in it, enjoying the spotlight. His mother, standing close, beams with pride, clutching her husband's hand. With eyes shining, she whispers, "That's our boy. He's going to do great things." The father smiles, but he doesn't miss Daniel's swagger. In a low, measured tone, he replies, "Yes, he's gifted beyond his years, but gifts can carry weight." The mother's smile lingers, but her gaze shifts back to Daniel, catching the way he soaks up the attention. Her voice grows more thoughtful as she says, "He's enjoying this a little too much." The father sighs gently, answering, Confidence is good, but without humility, it can grow into something dangerous." Daniel doesn't notice his parents' quiet exchange. He raises his hands like a conductor as the crowd leans in to ask more questions, his voice full of certainty, his future seemingly already in his grasp. Scene 2. Family Devotion. Evening. The family gathers in the living room, hymn books open. His younger sister sings loudly. His father prays earnestly. Daniel sits on the couch with a soldering iron, tinkering with wires. His father speaks firmly, telling him to put it down and join them. Daniel, without looking up, replies with quiet defiance. He says that prayer is good, but it doesn't solve real problems. If he hadn't been dedicated to his work, he wouldn't have gotten the applause and recognition he received that day. He holds up the half-finished gadget as proof, reminding them of how everyone celebrated him. His mother lowers her head, troubled. His little sister glances between them, uneasy. His father responds slowly, with weight in his voice. He tells his son that applause fades, that the world can cheer today and forget tomorrow, but only God gives purpose that lasts. Daniel laughs dismissively, shaking his head. He says the only reason people respect him is because he builds things, not because he prays. A heavy silence fills the room. His mother closes her eyes in pain and whispers a prayer under her breath. Scene 3. University campus, age 21. A group of friends sit under a tree after class, the late sun throwing golden shadows across the grass. One of them, Joseph, flips through a worn Bible, his face earnest. "Daniel, come with me this weekend. There's a youth retreat. You'll love it. It's not just about religion, it's about purpose." Daniel rolls his eyes, his voice edged with arrogance. "Purpose? My purpose is clear. While you waste weekends singing, I'll be in the lab making the future happen." The others chuckle. One friend teases playfully, "One day you'll regret ignoring God." Daniel smirks. "One day you'll regret ignoring science." Laughter erupts among the group, echoing into the fading evening, but Joseph doesn't laugh. He only watches Daniel in silence, his eyes filled with quiet concern, a burden weighing on his heart.
Scene 4. Mother's birthday, age 24. Family gathers in their modest living room. His mother cuts a cake, surrounded by relatives. She looks at Daniel proudly. "Mother, son, I thank God for your life. I only pray that one day you'll find peace in Him." Daniel, embarrassed in front of his cousins, smirks. "Mom, you should be praying for poor people. Look at me. I've built companies before 25. Isn't that proof that I don't need religion?" Awkward silence fills the room. His father wants to speak, but swallows his words. His mother's smile fades. Later that evening, after the relatives leave, Daniel's father sits outside under the dim light of the veranda, staring into the night. His longtime friend, Uncle Ben, joins him with a sigh. "Uncle Ben, Chike, I watched Daniel today. Your boy is brilliant, no doubt, but brilliance without God can burn a man." "Father, Ben, I don't even know how to handle him anymore. The more I speak, the more he resists. He's not that little boy I once guided." "Uncle Ben, that's because you've gone too quiet. Your silence is making him believe his ways are right. No matter how great he becomes out there, as long as he's under your roof, he must be in order." "Father, you think I've failed him as a father?" "Uncle Ben, not failed, my friend, but you must stand as a pillar. A house without order crumbles, no matter how high it rises. Don't let fear of losing him keep you from correcting him." The father nods slowly, a heavy burden weighing on his chest. He knows Uncle Ben is right, but inside, he wrestles with the fear of pushing Daniel further away.
Scene 5. Public recognition of Daniel. Location: a conference hall/auditorium. The stage is decorated, cameras flashing. Daniel is standing tall, smiling in his tuxedo, about to receive an award for innovation/problem solving. MC, energetic, into microphone. "Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we honor a man whose brilliance is transforming lives. Daniel Okafor, a genius, a leader, a symbol of excellence for our generation." The crowd rises, clapping and chanting. "Daniel! Daniel! Daniel!" Daniel steps forward, bows slightly, lifts the award high. His smile is wide, his confidence glowing. Cameras flash wildly, the audience roars. Daniel, smiling, into microphone. "Thank you. I have always believed problems exist so we can solve them. Had I not been dedicated to solving problems, I wouldn't be here today. This recognition proves that hard work and innovation truly speak louder than anything else." Thunderous applause. Some people stand up, clapping even harder. Cut to his family watching on TV at home. The mother claps slowly, torn between pride and concern. The father sits silently, his face heavy. Mother, softly, almost to herself. "He's celebrated by the world, but what about heaven?" The camera closes in on father's face. He exhales deeply, shaking his head slowly. Father, quiet prayer, almost whispering. "Lord, don't let me lose my son to the praises of men." The scene fades with the family's mixed emotions, while Daniel is still being celebrated on stage.
Scene 6. The Invitation, age 26. Joseph and Daniel sit at a cafe, warm sunlight filtering through the glass. Joseph, visibly excited, leans forward. "Joseph, Daniel, you've been with me since childhood. I want you to stand beside me as my best man." Daniel pauses, surprised, but then smirks. "Best man? You're really serious about this, huh?" "Fine, I'll do it. For you." Joseph smiles in relief, his eyes bright. "Joseph, thank you, brother. This means the world to me."
The clash of priorities. Days later, Daniel receives an email.
He's been shortlisted to present at an international tech conference. Same date as Joseph's wedding. Investors from Silicon Valley will be present. Daniel paces his office. His assistant notices his conflict. Assistant: "Sir, this is once-in-a-lifetime exposure. Missing this would be unthinkable." Daniel exhales, torn. Daniel, to himself: "I promised Joseph, but this is bigger. He'll understand." He types a quick, cold message. "Joseph, something urgent came up. I can't make it. Sorry." The wedding day. Joseph stands at the altar, glancing at the empty space beside him where Daniel should be. His face flickers with disappointment, but he presses on. Meanwhile, Daniel is on stage at the conference, basking in applause from investors. Cameras flash, hands clap, yet behind the smile, there's a faint shadow in his eyes. That evening, Joseph sends him pictures of the wedding, joyful faces, prayers, laughter. Daniel scrolls through them slowly. He mutters, almost defensively, "Happiness over hymns. It won't last." But when the lights go out, he lingers on one photo of Joseph and his wife laughing freely, a peace he cannot describe settling in their faces. His hand hovers over the screen longer than he admits, as if searching for something he secretly knows he lacks.
Scene 7. Father's warning. Age 28. Daniel's father, now frail and moving slowly, visits Daniel's luxurious penthouse. His eyes wander across the sleek furniture, the city view, the awards on the wall, but his face carries no excitement. They sit in silence for a while before the father clears his throat. "Father," gently, "Daniel, your uncle's memorial is this weekend. The family will gather. It would mean so much to have you there." Daniel, without hesitation, "I'll cover all the expenses, Dad. Food, transport, everything. Don't worry. But I can't make it. I have a board meeting in Dubai." The father sighs, gripping his cane. The father, looking at him. "Son, money can fill tables, but not empty chairs. Your presence is much needed, more than your pocket." Daniel leans back, his voice tightening. Daniel: "Dad, this is who I am now. I can't slow down. The world expects me to be present there, not at some village memorial." There's a long pause. The father studies him quietly, then speaks with a tender but firm tone. "Daniel, I won't lie. I'm proud of you. You've gone farther than I ever dreamed. But there's a void in your eyes I cannot ignore. You're building towers, but your foundation is sand." Daniel's jaw tightens. He looks away, hiding the sting of those words, fiddling with his expensive wristwatch as if to distract himself.
Scene 8. Joseph's home, age 30. Daniel arrives at Joseph's modest home. Children play in the yard, their laughter ringing. Inside, Joseph's wife brings drinks to the table. The house is small, simple, yet warm. On the wall hangs a wooden cross. Daniel, looking around, half joking, "You could afford better, Joseph. Don't tell me you're still satisfied living like this." Joseph, smiling, "It's not about what I can afford, Daniel. It's about what I value." Daniel sips his drink, scoffs. "Value? You're wasting potential. I've seen investors who would fund 10 of your ideas if you stopped hiding behind this family life." Joseph, gently, "And I've seen men with millions who'd give it all for one night of true peace. Tell me, Daniel, when the applause fades, who do you talk to?" Daniel shifts uncomfortably, avoiding Joseph's gaze. Daniel, defensive. I don't need anyone. I have results. The world respects me. Joseph, respect is good, brother, but respect won't hold you at night. Respect won't guide your children. Respect won't stand with you when you're old. Only God will. The children run in, giggling, singing a simple hymn as they chase each other. Their laughter fills the room with warmth. Daniel watches them, his face softening for a brief moment before hardening again. Daniel, forcing a laugh, you enjoy your hymns, I'll enjoy my legacy. Joseph looks at him with quiet sadness, saying nothing more. Daniel gathers his coat and leaves. As he closes the door, the sound of the hymn lingers in the air, haunting him as he walks away into the night.
Scene 9. Success and Emptiness. Age 32. Night. Daniel sits alone in his penthouse, city lights glowing through the massive glass windows. The apartment is beautiful but cold. Trophies on shelves, awards on the wall, yet silence everywhere. He pours himself a glass of wine, sets it down untouched, and picks up an old photo album. Inside is a picture from Joseph's wedding. Everyone in the picture looks joyful, arms around each other, singing. Daniel stares at it for a long time, his expression unreadable. Daniel, whispering to himself, "They look happy." He flips the page and finds a family picture. His mother smiling, his father standing strong, his little sister beaming. He sighs, closes the album, and rubs his temples. His phone buzzes. A text from an assistant. Tomorrow, Tech Awards dinner. CEOs attending. Don't be late. Daniel puts on a suit. Cut to him on stage, smiling mechanically as CEOs shake his hand. Flashing cameras, roaring applause. He bows slightly, but his eyes look distant. The joy doesn't reach his face. Later that night, Daniel is in a nightclub. Music booms, strobe lights flash, people laugh and cheer around him. He forces a laugh, downs his drink, and leans back. For a moment, the noise blurs, and his own voice echoes in his mind. Why do I feel so empty? He closes his eyes, and the laughter fades into silence.
Scene 10. Daniel sat alone in his penthouse once more. The photo album from years ago still lay unopened on the glass table. Outside, the city lights flickered, bright yet cold. His phone buzzed with a message from Joseph. "Brother, I don't know why you've been on my heart all week. Please, come to service this Sunday. It's never too late." For a moment, Daniel's hardened expression softened. He whispered to himself, Maybe I should go. One day." He reached into a drawer and pulled out the old Bible his mother had given him. He opened it, his eyes falling on the words, "I am the vine, you are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing." But Daniel laughed bitterly. "Nothing? I've done everything without him." And with that, he shoved the Bible aside and returned to his endless sketches and equations. Pause. The tone shifts heavier. Weeks turned into months. Months turned into years. Daniel never made the journey. Every time he thought about God, something else stole his attention. Another meeting, another deal, another excuse. But slowly, his body began to betray him. The strong young man grew lean and frail.
His steps slowed, his suits hung loose, his nights were filled with restless coughs. The world still praised him, but inside, he was breaking. One night, in his office, Daniel sat pale and trembling. For the first time in years, tears filled his eyes as he whispered into the silence, Why can't I feel peace?" But peace never came. Surrounded by inventions, blueprints, and awards that once defined his greatness, his body gave in. His head sank to the desk, and his breath faltered until finally it stopped. And there, inches from his lifeless hand, lay the Bible, closed, untouched, its pages never opened. At his funeral, colleagues praised his brilliance. They called him a genius, a visionary, a man of legacy. But his parents sat in silence, broken. As the crowd dispersed, a whisper lingered in the air. He had everything, yet he had nothing. Daniel developed his mind, but neglected his spirit. And when the storms of life came, his brilliant mind could not save him. In the end, he learned too late. The most important development a man will ever make is spiritual.